Good morning, everybody. Pastor Rick here, Broadman Baptist Church. This is the Broadman Word for January 21st, 2022, and it is a marvelous day to be a Christian. And listen, I want to take a moment today and talk to you about fear. We, unfortunately, get afraid of things, and it can be a stumbling block in our witness. And I want you to consider a couple of questions. Why would somebody be afraid? And then what to do about it? Because what has happened with the life of a Christian, anyway, is that there is an uncertainty or an unsuredness about the provision of God and his guarantee that he will provide for and take care of us. And so we need to start there and ask the question, if in our evangelism there's stumbling blocks, in our witness there's things in the way, and in our general carrying out of the mission that we've been given, the mission of reconciliation, the ministry, and our command to evangelize the world and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Lord. That is our primary mission. If it is fear that is getting in the way, we need to understand why and how and what to do about it. We are naturally in this world. We're not of it anymore, so that's one thing to consider, but we are in it, and we need worldly things and worldly processes to be able to live. We need jobs, we need social circles, we need friends, we need family, we need physical things, houses, cars, clothes, food. And so while we're not of the world, we very much are in it. But we have this thing that we've signed on to, Christianity, with at its core an all-knowing, all-loving, providing God by whom we have been saved and brought into an eternal life with him. We're no longer a temporary life. We are a permanent thing paid for by Jesus Christ and his completed work on the cross. So then with that, knowing that the creator of the universe and the heavens and the earth and everything in it, including you and me, has extended his hand of grace to us and ensured our protection, then what is it we're afraid of? So here we go. Perhaps there's some distance in the relationship that shouldn't be there, or at least could be made better. Been a Christian a while, things are going okay, but there is some distance between you and God. Item number one on the list is to close that gap, because Satan uses that distance. He uses that sort of lackadaisical period of your walk to create doubts and fears, which will then drive or can drive your actions. It can limit you. And here's what happens. You start to get afraid of what will happen to you. Perhaps you're going to lose a job, lose friends, have problems with family, social standing, maybe monetary losses, things like that. You start to wonder about these things if you are professing Jesus Christ, if you are in fact his strong ambassador, and you're using the words that the world does not want to hear, and you're living the life that the world does not understand. What's going to happen to me? Well, the first thing is you need to understand that God, in the exercise of the work he has designed you for, equipped you for, and has willed you to do, will provide for you. You will be protected. It's not that bad things aren't going to happen, bad from a worldly perspective to you. It is a sin-sick, fallen world. And these things that you're worried about very well may happen, but it will be with the ordainment of God or the allowance of God, which means that there is a plan B, a step two, a next, something else in mind for you. And a Christian making it through a difficult time, whatever that time may be, clinging to God, using the relationship with God, the faith they have in God, and the knowledge of God's grace and provision is one of the most powerful witnesses that we can have. So it may be that through your witnessing, through your walk, through your fulfillment of God's will in your life, something befalls you that's not fun. And what we need to then understand is that our witness then becomes even stronger. It becomes a focal point because others will notice and they will see. They will see you get through it, and they will see God's hand in it because you tell people how God got you through whatever it might have been. So the fear then, at its core, comes from a difficulty or a lackadaisical period, or maybe a period of just sort of okay with God. We need to consistently have a intentional, purposeful plan for our relationship with God. We need to renew it. We need to have consistent efforts to continue it. We need to have a plan for it. We need to literally have a plan on how to work out our relationship with God continually. And that's got to include personal time with God in prayer, devotional time, small group study, worship services, and volunteer work in the church, serving in the community. All of these things make for a very fulfilled, complete life where the strength to get through things comes from God and not you. The relationship is front and center. It's what drives you. It becomes a real thing in your life that is there. It's palpable. It's tangible. It's a thing that you can count on. It's a thing that you know is there. And with that, the fear can go away, because even if whatever befalls you is the thing that unfortunately brings about your physical demise, your earthly demise, you have the guarantee of heaven next. So there's not really anything for you to be afraid of. But as long as we are just okay to be okay and kind of glide along without any real purpose or intentionality about our relationship with God, there's going to be the gaps. And that's where fear lives, in the gaps. Because when there's no gaps, there's in the relationship with God, there's no place for fear or unsuredness, or for the devil and his schemes to be able to intimidate you or dissuade you from doing what you're gifted and designed to do in the kingdom. So what I want you to consider is, are you holding back because you're afraid of something? And then why are you letting Satan win that battle? You are a child of the one true God, and you fear nobody, and you fear nothing. But that's not going to be a true statement if you're not intentional and purposeful about your relationship with God and all that it means, so that there are no gaps between you and God, where Satan can put in his ideas and his schemes, which include fear. So brothers and sisters, be bold, be brave, be Jeremiahs. But don't let anything other than the love and will of God drive you through any particular day. Listen, I love you. I hope you have a marvelous day. I'll talk to you next time.